We're up to part 9 now on the 10th of August. So amazing how this has kind of all come about over sort of, I suppose, 10 weeks, kind of documenting it most weeks. But basically, we're in a period where the car market has kind of gone crazy. Basically, normal cars like the Volkswagen Golf are now suddenly worth a lot more than people have bought them sort of 12 months ago. Now, this is just the comments from last week's video, and obviously anything that you comment in today's video will go in next week's one as well, but I feel it's kind of coming to a little bit more of a close now. We're sort of in August. This is when I thought things were going to kind of start to stabilize again, and over the coming months I don't think things will decrease or increase too much, if I'm honest with you. And you know, it could be, you know, these are the things to come. You know, in 6-7 months time, you know, I can't imagine these cars being worth too much less, to be honest with you. So I think you're kind of in a good situation whether you sell your car or whether you buy your car. So if you're not familiar with this kind of series, basically what I've been doing is I've been doing a little bit of a we buy any car quote on my car, and I've been checking through your comments and from a lot of my subscribers and viewers. So massive appreciation for everyone who's kind of getting into the channel and sort of commenting on these kind of videos. Specifically one user actually, which is going to be the main part of this part 9, sharing their experience of their Mark 7.5 Golf R Estate, which I think is really interesting. It just gives you an idea, and I like sharing these videos because I like to show you what it's exactly like. You know, if you're looking to sell a car right now, or if you're looking to buy a car right now, these are what normal people have to go through. And you know, I'm not here to sell you anything, I'm not here to do anything like that or charge you anything. I'm just here to give you sort of advice from a normal person. And check out my other videos as well if you kind of want to get some transparency of who I am and what I look like, I guess. But yeah, let's get into this one. So first of all, I want to say that I will kind of share my kind of personal thoughts as well, kind of towards the end of this video as well, just to give you a bit of a summary, particularly over the whole like 9 weeks or whatever, or 9 episodes I suppose I've done on this, to kind of give you a bit of a summary and for staying tuned. So as I've said, basically these are all the comments from part 9. Now I'm going to get to this comment last because this is kind of like the finale, if that makes sense. But yeah, we've got a comment here from someone saying, the problem, what are you going to replace it with? So this is the key, where it doesn't matter what you sell your car for. The car market is at a place where, because of computer chip issues, because of coronavirus, because of everything that's going on, it's all kind of happened into one, where cars are suddenly really prized assets. And I've heard a lot of things actually sort of in the news as well, and a few sort of automotive kind of bits of content saying that actually cars in the UK have probably been underpriced for quite a while. And I sort of had a little bit of a think about that statement, and I kind of tend to agree. You know, we are sort of massive car lovers, and you know, we do ultimately have finance available quite readily and available, so a lot of people can get into cars, and obviously the use of a car is pretty useful. You know, that's why I buy mine, to be honest. So there's lots of different things. So yeah, if you sell your car for £5,000 more than it's normally worth, a car you're going to replace it with is probably going to be worth a little bit more as well. But personally, for the VW Golfs, I think they are a good camp to kind of be in. That's the kind of cars that I kind of talk about on the channel, because residually they're pretty good. For this owner actually, well, I'll come into it a little bit later what they did, but yeah, essentially they've got a second car, a Golf GTI Mark 5. So thank you so much for the comment there, and it's a good point. So next comment here, I think a lot of dealers will get their fingers burnt. Lovely cars but daft prices. So yeah, it's a weird one, this. A lot of dealers have been making a lot of money, a lot more money than me and you. Let's just be honest. Anyone who's been making money on their cars, who's a normal person, been watching my content, and might have made a couple of grand, the dealers are laughing with cars that they are buying and selling, because they do it, they know it inside and out. We don't sell thousands of cars a year. Let's just be honest. And I know, well, I've seen whether it's a supercar or whether it's a normal car, yeah, the prices are pretty ridiculous, and yeah, quite incredible, frankly. I mean, I had a drive over the weekend in the GTI Club Sport from an owner. He picked up his in January, so it's August now, so 8 months ago. And the dealer who called him up in January, kind of like, you know, we've got a car, it's readily available, do you want it? We can give you a good deal. It was that kind of situation, and he ultimately got a good deal. Now, that dealership would be in a completely different situation. They wouldn't be calling anyone up, they'd just be sort of sitting there waiting for the best price. And I, for example, on the GTI Club Sports, if you watch one of my videos, which I'll either link above or I'll just kind of explain, I saw Golf GTI Club Sports for about £30,000, so about £7,000 less than their brand new price. And this was around, I believe it was sort of around the January-February time actually, because it was sort of snowing in the UK at the time. That video actually did pretty well, so yeah, I recommend checking that one out as well for a bit of advice on the Mark 8s. You would get basically what you paid for at a minimum. Certainly that owner would as well. Their car had only done 3,000 miles, so yeah, it's still ticking along. I've seen some other automotive YouTubers make quite a lot of money on their supercars as of recently. So yeah, I think the dealers are playing it pretty well. And to be honest, I don't see this ending. You know, I said August. I think it's going to trickle on. Obviously, we'll have the natural decline come the winter months. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't think lots of dealers will get their fingers burnt, but yeah, it will be a case of like the moment they see one car where it's sort of like, oh, we're struggling to sell, they'll cotton on. So it's a case they've made all their money from all their other cars. But yeah, it's just incredible. I do 100% agree with you. The prices are crazy. I don't think my car is worth as much as it is, and I think a lot of other people don't either. So it's interesting. So a comment here from a subscriber. So I think you'll find that a vast difference in what We Buy Any Car offer online to what they actually pay, to what they would actually pay you. So 2 exclamation marks there as well, so it's getting serious. So I kind of half agree and half disagree. Yes, they will sometimes offer you and lowball you afterwards, and in fact sometimes the offer will actually be less than you could potentially get in the first place. So you know, there's room to sort of say, oh, I think it's worth a little bit more, would you be able to offer more? It's ultimately up to the person. If you take the first offer, then you know that's just what you're going to get. But I've seen a lot of people particularly over the last sort of 9 parts of doing this series, they have been getting good money. And I've done We Buy Any Car offers myself, and I've seen the offers, and I've seen, these are just real world prices. I don't need to say anymore. People are getting good money. Evidence. Check out these parts basically, and you can see it is We Buy Any Car is the easiest and simplest one to use, and kind of people have. And I kind of said, if your car is in good condition, there's no reason why you will not get what you've been offered. Back your car basically. I would back my car to say that it's as nice as any other Golf R out there personally. So that's just my opinion, and I would stick by it. And if I wasn't offered what I was happy with, just walk away. Simple as that. And actually a little bit of a thread from the owner who which I'll go into that final comment up top. But yeah, basically, yeah, it's sort of sharing their insights of sort of going through selling their car. So yeah, this was a bit of an update from the owner in terms of what they were getting offered. They were quite annoyed actually. And actually thanks for the last comment as well, I didn't say that. But yeah, on to this comment. They're quite annoyed because they were getting played around a little bit through various different car brokers or whatever it is. Where We Buy Any Car, We Want Any Car, Motorway, all these kind of things. And yeah, he felt he was getting played around a little bit. And to be honest, the dealer and the broker, the people laughing, they just have to sit there and let the cars come in and they can sell them. So it's quite easy. In summary, this person had an offer and was kind of thinking it through. One from Arnold Clock as well. We'll go through and I'll show you basically what finally happened. So here we go. If you've been following this series, you'll kind of know the updates from this user on their Golf R estate. But yeah, I'll give the final summary and the finishing product. My 70-plate Golf R estate has now been sold to We Buy Any Car on the 30th of July. Yeah, for $32,900, and that's with deducting admin charge of £75 and £25 next day payment. Also, they originally quoted $32,500 with fees paid, so an extra $330 than they quoted. So that was a nice surprise. I will use my Mark 5 GTI for Stage 1 remap until next year, or when the prices go back to normal, and look again at a Golf R, Golf GTI Club Sport, or even a Golf GTD. I think it's a good point to actually say the VW Golfs are really, really good. So you can see why they're selling them, but they still like them. It's that kind of theory. And what I said before, it looks like this owner was surprised to have got offered more. It's because fundamentally the dealer will make more money. The dealer knows that there is someone waiting who will buy this car for a few £1,000s more on another finance agreement, and they'll make money that way. So easy for them, no brainer for them to pay more than the owner has been bought it for, because there is money in it. I paid 31,000 for my car when new, used it for nearly 11 months and gained nearly £2,000. But it was really a big hassle dealing with we want any car, or maybe money for your motor, who knows, which is real, as they both go by both names. Also, although motorway was better to deal with, their offer of 30,000 was even worse than we want any car at 31,000. Thanks for your info, Sam. Keep doing the great videos. Thanks so much for that as well. And actually, getting involved in this little series, it's just something I was trying out. I did a first video and people seem to love it. So I thought I'd kind of keep it going, and, people who are interested can watch it. And I think people have enjoyed it. So a few things to say on that. First of all, Golf R Estate, cracking car, absolutely love it. And obviously the owners bought it for a reason, and yeah, they got good taste, to be honest with you. They got it at a decent price. They sold it for nearly a year's ownership and made £2,000, which is great. And that's kind of what you want to see. And it suited the owner's situation because they've got another car, and that's the thing. And I'll kind of share my thoughts in a second after this. Well done to the owner. Thank you so much for sharing this through. And I think it kind of explains it all. If you want to check back on future videos to kind of see how this progresses, feel free to. But it's a great little story. The one thing I want to say and strongly say to people who are looking to sell their car is use that kind of method. If you need a car and it's your only car, such as myself, I only have one car, it's my Golf R, and I'm very much in the camp of don't sell. Okay, my car is worth probably £5,000 more than I think it should be worth, 100%, and I'd probably get that. And if I hunted around, and unfortunately it does take hassle to get the right money, but time is money, isn't it? I'm obviously not selling my car because I still have it and I love it. If I sold it, I would want to buy another car, and I would need another car to do the things that I want to do, like what I did at the weekend. Traveling, see a subscriber, Drivers GTI Club Sport, great. I need a car. I don't have a shit box to drive around in. Not that a Mark 5 GTI is a shit box, but you know what I mean. A slightly cheaper car, £500, £1,000, £1,500, whatever. Could be less reliable, all this kind of stuff. It's not something that I kind of want to get into at this stage in my life. I've had that, been there, done it, got the postcard, got burnt by it. So yeah, I'm not in that kind of game. And yeah, if I sold my Golf R, I'd have to buy another car, and that car would come out as premium. Dealers have their margins. They would sell my Golf R for more. I would then have to buy whatever car I have to buy for even more than the person sold it. And it's just this never-ending loop where you will lose. So if you're in that camp, don't sell. If you're in the camp where you do not need your car and you were thinking about selling it anyway, and the world hasn't opened up in the way that you kind of expected it to yet, yeah, sell, because you're going to get decent money for it. Do I think that if you waited even potentially a year, that your car is going to be suddenly worth like £10,000 less? No, I don't. And I think that's particularly in the way the car world is going, particularly for petrol powered cars. Manufacturers aren't bothering with them anymore. It's all about the electric stuff. It's all about this. It's all about that. And a lot of people are sort of very on the fence about it, including myself. And they'd likely go for used cars now. Used cars are really being shown as this sort of shining light, and something that I've loved, and and something that I can push people to do personally. I've owned a brand new car once, loved it, had that experience, won't be doing it again. Not unless I can be sure that that new car would go up in value and whatever, or I could have afford the depreciation, whatever. So anyway, that's my kind of last little advice. Thank you so much for these comments. If you're still going through the phase of sort of selling your car, or you're buying a car and you're seeing these changes in whatever the hell is happening in the car market world, please let me know in the comments. This is a video that I'll come back to, and I'll check through the comments and I'll share another update for you all. That's kind of the plan. And I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you kind of follow along to sort of see, oh wow, this is still going on. I'm surprised. I thought it was just a spike that'd go down, but it doesn't look like it. It's going to take a long time for the market to stabilise. And good for people who are in cars, not good for people who are out of cars. My real world example is my sister's looking for a car, and I'm sort of telling her this is a bad time to buy a car. Her car's not necessarily worth that much money, it's worth more than it probably would have been, but not by, you know, a huge amount, not by like two grand for this guy, for example, more like £500. So if she's going to want to get a nice new car, she's then going to be paying a premium. It is very challenging to buy a car, is kind of my summary. Listen, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the series. I'll keep it going. Please comment below and I will share it in part 10. And yeah, check out other content if you're interested. Cheers for watching. Thanks, guys.